Welcome to Style of Play, episode 50. Episode 50, man. We made it. We made it to 50. 50 episodes, man. 5-0. What are you saying, Kojo? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Like we just said, the weekend is here. Football is here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good, man. Feels good. Feels good, man. But before we get into the episode, as always, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you go there. If you're watching on the audio, if you're watching on the audio, how's that even possible? If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave your thoughts in the comments. If you're on the audio version of the podcast, again, thank you very much for listening. Make sure you head over to YouTube, subscribe over there. Let's get those subscribers up and running. We're talking Premier League football, but I do want to talk about something else really quick, actually. Before we talk about the Premier League, kind of is a bit like the Premier League, actually. He played in the Premier League. He's arguably the best Chelsea player ever, a modern day player. Frank Lampard, announced as Coventry City head coach.
Wait,
Is this news to you? Oh, hold on. Oh, your face. Let me bring you in, man. Let me bring you in. Oh, this is yesterday, man. Come on. What are we talking about? Man, smiling again. I thought you knew. Oh my god. This is funny. Listen, the way I just broke the exclusive to Kojo. If you're on the audio version, trust me, it's like he's just literally found out. It's crazy.
Lampard, I'm thinking, like, is he? I don't know. Is he doing some new coaching, or is he like a pundit? This guy says he's a manager.
Man. Yeah, he's back, man. He's back. That's why I want to talk to you about it, because obviously, for anyone that doesn't know, Frank Lampard, really good. Say really good. I'm downplaying it. One of the best midfielders in the Premier League ever. Ever. But his managerial career has been on a downward slope ever since he decided to become a manager. He done very well, or he done okay in his first stint at Chelsea. Transfer ban, transfer embargo. Still managed to claim top four, success with Chelsea. Got them into the Champions League. Done very well the following season to progress Chelsea into the Champions League, but ultimately was sacked. Went on to manage Derby as well. Or it was before.
That was before. Yeah.
Sorry, Sorry, I got that wrong. My timeline's all messed up. It's Friday. What can I say? No caffeine in the system. But he managed Derby, got them to the playoffs, I think.
Yep.
I think they lost to Villa, if I remember correctly, in the playoff final. Chelsea's stint was very good. He then goes to Everton as well, which was just probably the worst thing you could do at the time as a manager. Nearly got them relegated. Let's be honest, it was down to Lampard why they nearly got relegated. He comes back to Chelsea when there's turmoil with the ownership, change of ownership. He was just there to be the friendly face around Cobham. He's now took this Coventry job on. I want to get your thoughts, because I've kind of talked about it on the Chelsea podcast, but I want to know what you think about it.
I'm surprised. I'm in shock. I didn't even know Coventry sacked Mark Robbins.
Yeah, even to be fair, no. No. You've been traveling. I'll let you off, but yeah,
I've been here in the last 48 hours, bro.
Well, this is a good point. You make a good point, because Mark Robbins, who's been there 7 years, he got them from League One back into the Championship, got them to the FA Cup semi-final. I think he played your lot in the semi-final, I think.
Only last year.
Yeah, and then he got them to the playoff final as well, where they lost out on penalties. So he's a fan favorite. Do you know what I mean? He's been there for 7 years at the club. Currently though, Coventry is sitting 17th in the Championship. Lampard, it says here from the Athletic, Nick Miller from the Athletic has reported that Lampard signed a 2.5-year contract to Coventry. He's been out of management for 18 months. I want to ask you, because do you feel that's going to be, do you reckon that 18 months he's gone away? We know that he's done a bit of punditry in between, but do you feel like he's gone away and maybe he's worked with a club behind the scenes, or he's just developed himself as a manager? Because he doesn't seem to be a manager. He doesn't give qualities that you think, yeah, he's going to be a top manager one day.
I honestly hope he has, because this is not an easy job, and Mark Robbins done a good job. I know they've not started the season fantastically, but he's done a good job. And even with the Championship, it takes about 2 or 3 wins for you to get back on track. I know in their last 4, they've only got 2 points out of 12, so it's not great. But before that, they were winning games. So it's just about. I think that one was even a rash sacking, if I can put my 2 pence on that one. But I hope he's gonna win and done his work. And that's the best I can say. Because honestly, he was a success in the Was he a success though? He
What,
did well with
Derby?
Derby. Yeah, he did well with Derby, but at the same time, when they sacked the previous manager, I forget his bloody name. He's finished in the same position that the previous manager
Mm,
finished in the last year. So that one even seemed quite unfair when it happened, but he gave him the
yeah, yeah,
job.
yeah.
He did a decent enough job at Derby. So maybe the championship is a good level for him. And if he has gone away and worked in his craft, good. But I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This seems like last straw
It
because
doesn't. It doesn't though. It doesn't. I get what you're saying, but I like this bit of the report here. His comments, his quotes. I've got no ego that needs to take me to the Premier League. I'm very happy to work with people to try and make this club better. I want Coventry fans to be happy with the club that I produce, and I get that a little bit because I feel like he's worked in that league before. It's not like he hasn't worked. He hasn't stepped down. I do think the step up to the Premier League was massive for him because I think you're talking about like with the championship. I think it's difficult. I think it's a more difficult, challenging league,
yeah,
but I think there's less pressure on him. There'll be the only pressure he will get, I think, very quickly is from the fans. I think the fans loved Mark Robbins. He was their fan. He
yeah,
was a fan favorite, and like I said, he took them to from League One, the darkest realms of League One, back into the Championship. They almost got back into the Premier League. They were in the FA Cup semi-final. That's a lot to do in that 7 years for Mark Robbins, and I think
yeah.
Lampard, from what I'm hearing from Coventry fans online, they're warming to him already. They like what he said already. They're liking the promo pictures of yesterday at the training ground in Coventry. But it's a massive job. I do think it is last chance saloon for him, though. Like you said, I think he's got to either make this work, or he's got to find. Because I think Lampard would make a really good technical, like a sporting director or something like that. He's got a really good eye. He picked out talent for Haaland when Haaland wasn't even Haaland, and he wanted to bring him to Chelsea. His first time at Chelsea. He also there was another player. I think it was Bellingham. I think he wanted to bring Bellingham to Chelsea at one point as well. So he's got an eye for talent before the talent is the talent. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think he should maybe look at other avenues in football, because I don't think management is the one for him.
You could be right. I mean, the way is, yeah. Okay, if he has that eye for talent, even being like a sporting director, even for like a Chelsea would be good because if you find those talents from a young age,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you can offer them to the club and say, look, these guys are really good. These are the guys you should be signing. Because that actually allows Chelsea to invest in younger talent, keep them for longer, so you're not
Mm.
spending so many crazy fees in the future. So it could be something in the future for if Chelsea or somebody else. But it seems like he keeps stepping into roles that are, I
Challenging.
don't know, yeah, but a bit too challenging. Sometimes
Mm.
you need to step into a role where you're like, okay, I can build something here. He went Chelsea twice. The second time, it was more like he was just trying to see the season through and salvage something. But even that one was difficult because so many things that happened in those last 18 months. And in this situation here, it's not. I think it can be. You can kind of say it's similar to Wayne Rooney. When Wayne Rooney that move when he went to Birmingham, one of the most ridiculous ones they ever done. Um, John Eustace was Birmingham manager. They were sixth. They were
Yeah.
good. He was a fan favourite there, and then they sacked him for no reason. And Wayne Rooney, no reason other than reputation of
Mm.
name, not manager, just of name. And with with Lampard here, Robbins, yes, like I said, we said he is 17th. Yes, it's not a fantastic start to the season, but he's been there for some years, done a damn good job. That's why he's been there for 7 years. Um, so Lampard coming in, I mean, you sacked the manager before bringing in Lampard, based on results. I'm assuming, and I'm hoping, but
Mm.
Lampard is a gamble,
Oh,
and
massive.
for him, it's also a gamble because you don't want your season to end with you being maybe fired, or even if you stay in the job, being in League One next season. You want to keep the club in the Championship at least, or even maybe push for playoffs in
Mm.
November. Like we said, the goal it just takes a couple of wins, and suddenly you're up there again.
You're
It
there.
just depends. Yeah, so it's a gamble for both sides. But honestly, I hope it works out because the reason why I was saying it might be last straw is because his reputation in the managerial game is taking such a massive hit, a huge hit. He did a decent job at Brighton. His first season at Chelsea was not so bad,
Mm.
and then after that, it just crumbled. He can't afford that again. Everton wasn't great. Chelsea again wasn't great. This can't afford to be not great. It needs to be good. If it's not good, he's gonna have a problem. He's gonna have a
Mm.
massive problem.
I agree. I agree. I do think he probably knows, because a lot of the time as well. I don't know if you listen to some of his podcasts that he does with like I've listened to ones he's done previously, and
Mm.
I can't remember which one it was. I feel like there was one where they like kind of almost challenged him a little bit, like as if to say, like, are you actually even a good manager? Do you believe in yourself you're a good manager? And he was kind of like, yeah, of course I do. Like, I believe in myself, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, for like, part of me thinks, does he actually believe it? Or does he feel like he's got to do that role? He feels because he sees Gerrard doing it. He sees Rooney's doing that. He sees other players that he probably grew up with in the game and whatever else. They're doing it. I've got to do that. Whereas I think he should really have took the John Terry route and just kept himself out of the limelight a little bit. Go and get a little coaching job somewhere. Learn about the game, the other side of the game, because I feel like that's the bit that he struggles with. He doesn't really understand. Like, he's a good man manager. I think when you speak to like the Chelsea players, they'll tell you that he's a very good man manager. He's very sort of arm around the shoulder, especially at Chelsea, and I think at Derby as well. But when it comes to like the tactical side of things and like the on game stuff, like the things that matter to fans, really, we don't give a shit about whether you're cuddling up to Mason Mount on Cobham's training pitch. We don't care. We just want to see 3 points on a Saturday.
Yeah,
That's the bit that I think he struggles with. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't think he can do that bit. So hopefully he can do well at Coventry, because I think he's got himself a bit of time there. They are struggling, but you never know. I want to talk about. We've got to talk about Trent. News has come out today. I was trying to find the report on the Athletic, but I can't find it. But apparently, it's come out today that Liverpool are trying to convince Trent to renew his contract. But there is a lot of talk. Apparently, there was a meeting held yesterday. I don't know how true this is. A meeting held with Real Madrid representatives yesterday, with Trent's representatives, about a deal to be done. Liverpool are trying their hardest, apparently, to try and get. And this is David Ornstein reporting this today as well. So there's got to be some legs to this story. But they're kind of saying he's more out than he is in, a bit like Salah as well. Well, two questions. I think they could actually do without Trent. Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've been screaming Conor Bradley before Conor Bradley was Conor Bradley. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he's a better defender than Trent. I actually think he won't give you the same service going forward.
Yeah.
He won't give you that. Not yet, anyway. He's still young. He might. I don't think it will, but it could develop into that for Conor Bradley. But defensively, the way that he handled Mbappe the other night.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I've never seen Mbappe that quiet in the game. But there's two reasons for that. But I'm going to ask you that in a minute. But what do you think about Trent's contract, first of all? Do you feel that Liverpool, I know we spoke about it before, but Liverpool kind of feel like they're trying to get the Virgil one done. I think that's almost done now, from what I'm hearing. Salah's is still in the air, but Trent seems to be wanting that move to Spain, man. Link up with Jude.
To be honest, I think the only people to blame here are the owners, man.
Mm.
I'm Liverpool fans. The thing is, football fans are fickle. They'll start turning on Trent. And actually, funny enough, yesterday,
they already have.
Exactly. Yeah, but now that you say it, yesterday I've seen some fans that I follow saying, "Well, if he wants to go, Tara, get out." All that. I was like, this isn't. I don't know. Paul Konchesky. This is your boy Trent, man. This is your boy.
Not John Joe Shelby, no.
Your boy Trent. This is what's going on here. But you got to blame FSG. I think what we spoke about Klopp earlier, before the season started, saying the reason why he left. I think all of this falls into place. Are you convinced that the club is doing what they can to make this team better? Now, they're a very good team already, but do you think they will help the team in progress in the future? Do you think Arne Slot's doing a great job, and maybe that's why Van Dijk is convinced to stay, because he's like, I've got a manager that I believe in. That's fine, because he was out the door almost as well.
I was going to ask you this though. I was going to ask you this. Who do you think would come in for Van Dijk? I know this is a wild question, but who would actually come in for Van Dijk? Do you get what I mean? Like,
then who would buy him?
Yeah, who would come in and buy him? Or if he doesn't renew his contract, like, where could you see him going? I suppose is the question.
I've only got two places for him: Real Madrid or Bayern Munich.
Okay.
That's it. And I say Real Madrid more so because they've had
injuries.
So many. Militao.
Yeah, Militao.
Injuries. Another long-term injury. You can't rely on Jesus. In fact, even look at that backline they played.
Yeah.
The young Asensio in the middle next to Rudiger.
I like
Valverde
Rudiger, man.
forced to play right. Yeah, he's a monster. The Valverde being forced to play right back again because Vasquez was not 100% fit. That's why he came off the
It
pitch.
came off.
Yeah, like they need to reinvest because unfortunately, as good and as even Militao, he's 25, 26, he's got years left in the game, but we keep getting this many injuries and they're all very serious. You can't sit around and hope that it's not going to happen anymore. Whereas with Van Dijk, if you get him on a free transfer, you can't lose because even though he's 32, 33, you can get about 3 years out of him. It's not a bad deal. So I think they would, and Bayern. I think Bayern would need a centre back like that. They need a leader.
I tell you what, I think I can see that one happening because of Company being there. I think Company understands the necessity to have a solid centre back, being a centre back himself. I think he knows he needs one. And I think that's a good shout, actually. I didn't think about Bayern. I didn't have them in that conversation. But yeah, no, Trent's going to be interesting. I personally think Trent. I mean, I batted the question around Chelsea fans and got ridiculed for it last week. But I think Chelsea should be all over that Trent deal, if I'm honest. But Chelsea fans shut me down straight away.
Everybody should be.
Yeah, come on. Like, what am I not meant to put my lottery numbers in or something? Do you know what I mean? I got to hope for something. That's what I'm saying.
If Liverpool weren't such Man United ops, I would say Amorim, that's your boy, man. Right there on that right side. Oh my gosh.
We're crying out. Both our teams are crying out for like a solid right back. A right back that is going to do you the job. Know that he's going to stay injury free, although he's picking up a couple of injuries lately. But you know, he can do the job. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it, man. I don't get it, but crazy. Let's look at some of the weekend fixtures. Some good fixtures coming up this weekend. We're going to leave the big one till last, obviously. City Liverpool. But I think there's a game. Is it tonight? We got Brighton Southampton. Is that tonight? Yeah.
Make sure you get your teams, guys. Make sure you get them all time.
Do you know what? I'm doing shocking in that. Do you know what? I looked the other day because I forgot we were early kickoff last Saturday against Leicester. Was it last Saturday? Yeah, it was last Saturday, and I forgot to do my FPL. Man, I was so annoyed. I had Romero still in the team, so yeah.
Plus, he got a clean sheet, but he didn't play, did he?
He didn't play. I think he's still injured. I think he might miss the game this weekend as well. But Brighton, talk to me, man, because I don't know, man. I feel they're a team that they're just there. They're not doing anything. They're just there. They're just there to make up a couple of numbers. I know they're fifth, so I'm not saying that with any like disrespect, but there's not a lot of talk about them. Like last couple of seasons, it was like, oh yeah, Brighton are doing really well. Champions League, Europa, potential. No one's really talking about Brighton at the moment.
It's because they start well and then they have that period of time where they just start dropping points and they don't do much after that. They're just right now they seem like a very safe Premier League side, but people need to keep an eye on them this year because I feel like there's a bit more of a there's a better tactical approach this season with them. Deservedly did do a good job there, but
this guy, Danny Welbeck, is playing out of his skin this season. I'll be honest.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. He's having a brilliant. The fact that he scored that free kick that he scored is still rattling me to this day. Like, Welbeck's playing free kicks. It's like, what is going on? What is going on? No, that's what they are. They're just a team that everyone was a bit excited about them at first. Potter was a promising manager. They played a brand of football that people enjoyed watching. And then their thing was, they just didn't score enough goals. Then they got another manager who got the goals in. They got young players like Ferguson, who's exciting. And then out of nowhere, Ferguson gets injured, and now he's not as exciting for people anymore as he was before. They always go through these phases, but they're good side, and they've got a manager that's playing a good brand of football. With this game in particular, though, the way Southampton gave Liverpool trouble, I still expect Brighton to win. But if they're not careful, they'll drop points in this game. If they're not careful.
You know what? I'd agree with you, but I think with Brighton, I mean, I'm just looking at their home form now. They're doing well at home. They're doing really well at home. Their home form's good. Southampton, I agree with you. Gave. I can't remember who said it. Someone told me that it's like a bogey team for Liverpool. Southampton. I can't remember who told me that, but They did play well last weekend against them. They've only picked up one win in their last 5 though. Wolverhampton, 9th of November, 2-0. Oh no, they lost. Sorry, what am I talking about? Their last win was Everton. Sorry, Everton, the 2nd of November, at home at St Mary's. So I think Danny Welbeck is key for them this season. Adam Lallana will come. Oh, he's out, hamstring. Of course, he's always injured. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I think with Southampton, obviously they're struggling for goals. They're struggling for someone to put the ball in the back of the net. I wanted to talk about quickly before we move on from this game. Evan Ferguson, who's apparently available for loan this January. Which team should be looking to bring him in?
To bring. So you cut off there. To bring who in?
Ferguson, Evan Ferguson.
Oh, where would he go? That's a question.
No, I personally go on.
I'll say he'll fit Nottingham Forest perfectly, actually.
Forest, you reckon?
Yeah, because
all right, okay.
I think he's got like a similar sort of like not very athletic build. I think he's a bit more of an athletic player, but in terms of like his build, he's a tall, strong striker, similar to like Chris Wood, but he's obviously quicker, more athletic. You know, I think if you put him in positions, he'll get goals. My thing with Ferguson has never been his issue to get goals. He knows how to get in positions to score goals. It's just he's starting to become a bit injury prone, and that's becoming a problem for him. But he's still a really good talent. But I think Forest is suiting perfectly. I think they still have the traditional wide men that can go inside and outside. They can, create different types of chances when they like their set pieces, and he's good at. He's good at, I think that's a perfect goal for him perfectly. If they're to loan him out for now, the Forest should take a gamble, especially because Awoni is not the same Awoni we had for
beforehand. The only thing I say about Forest though is they got Chris Wood, man. He's on fire at the moment. Chris Woods is on 8 goals this season, and he's playing really, really well. I was going to say West Ham.
West Ham will be a shout as well, especially because Fulcrum not been seen for ages.
Apparently where is he? Is he injured?
Well, yes. So I was asking Lawless, and he had
Achilles
2 weeks, and the 2 weeks that's extended to 2 months. So whatever is happening there,
it's Achilles, I think.
And I don't want to say this rude, but it might just come out rude in a way. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyone but Antonio, man. I'm sorry. It can't be him up front. It can't.
Nah, do you know what? Do you know what? Someone said to me, I can't remember if it was last season that he was talking about Liverpool. He's just talking mad wild about Liverpool. Have you not see that? Antonio,
I'm trying to remember.
He was saying some mad things about Liverpool at the time. I can't remember what it was. I'd have to find the clip and send it to you. But ever since that clip, he's been not been the same guy. It's almost like Haaland when Haaland told Arteta to be humble, huh? Be humble. See him not been the same since. You know what I mean? Like certain things you just gotta hold in, man. You gotta say everything with your chest, man. Just sometimes you gotta relax and just. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think West Ham. I think obviously Jared Bowen only got 3 goals this season. Obviously he's played really well last season, got himself into the European squad for the Euros. But I think West Ham need a proper striker going forward. Antonio's really good at holding up the ball, but I watched him the other night. I think it was against Newcastle, I think, and it just wasn't the one. It just wasn't the one.
No, he wasn't. But yeah, no, that's a good shot actually. Yeah, that's a good shot.
But whilst we're on West Ham, let's talk about West Ham Arsenal. They're kicking off tomorrow, 5:30. Arsenal really good win in the midweek European against Sporting. Well, obviously the Amorim effect obviously is rubbed off already on Sporting, but they come into this one with good form. They need a win, Arsenal. They do. If you look at the table, they're 4th currently, joint third. Sorry, joint third with Chelsea and Brighton. But if they lose this game, and we'll talk about the Liverpool City game shortly, but if they lose this game, are they out of the title race completely?
No, but I don't know if I can trust them to get more points than Liverpool from this point forward. So that's where the conundrum.
That's a mad way of saying. That's a mad way of saying yes, they are. That is one of the maddest ways of saying They're not, but you know what? They're not winning the league, but they're not out of the race either. Oh, that's funny.
It's because of Mohamed Salah, man.
Yeah, not just him.
That's what,
Not just him. I
no,
think.
but he's too much of a factor right now, man.
Yeah.
This season, Liverpool have not been fantastic to watch. They've not been scintillating. They've not been incredible. But when they need to get a goal out of their ass, who's the guy that steps up?
Oh yeah, cool.
Again, and again.
Yeah. And the thing with Liverpool is they've got other players chipping in with goals, even like a Curtis Jones chips in, Nunez, Gapco, Jota started the season very well for them as well. So they've got players that will come in. Even Virgil van Dijk, you know, he's a threat on the set pieces. So you know that you don't see that from Arsenal. They might have Saka. They don't. It's like Basil's always been saying. He's been saying it since the summer. They need a striker. They need a striker.
But luckily for them, they've got. Oh yes, to be fair, Saka. Odegaard coming back was huge, but Saka's still there. Havertz pops in.
Only 4 goals this season, though.
Yeah, but he's also been out a little bit as well. I'm a bit sort of calm with him. They've got Gabriel for set pieces as well.
Yeah, well, he might be out though. He
saw that. Yeah, so he might be out. I say in this game, West Ham. I understand what the stakes are. Arsenal in the title race, so that seems more important. But West Ham desperately need to continue their form.
Yeah, of course.
Last weekend, so they can't. Yeah. They can't slip up. I understand who they're playing. There's no shame in losing to Arsenal, but you gotta find a way to just get your results back and get some sort of consistency. Because you've got the results there. You beat Man United, but then you go first and get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah,
you can't break down a poor Everton team, and then suddenly you go to Newcastle
and win
from start to finish. Like it's such a weird.
Yeah, they need to get that consistency.
Yeah, get some results in because West Ham are a team that should be challenging for European spots, not trying to stay up at this point in time with the players they brought in, Todibo, Soler. Bro, come on, man. They need the wins. They need the wins. But Arsenal, if they want to continue this race for the title, they need to win as well. So both important for both teams, man. Very important for both teams.
I agree and disagree with you at the same time because I do feel that if Arsenal lose this game, they're out of the title race completely. I think they're out of it now. I'm looking at the league as it is. I think the only team realistically, this is why when we were talking about the title race, was it last week? We were talking about the title race and all that. I don't think we're in Chelsea are not in a title race. We know that. But I do think City are still in that title race. You can't rule them out. I think the gap was kind of similar the time that Liverpool were leading at this point.
I'm not gonna lie. If there's a team that's going to catch up to Liverpool, I don't think it's going to be City.
You don't? Don't know. You know, you can't rule them out, man. Can't rule.
Yeah, I mean, Ake said something which I think was flipping ridiculous. He came and said, "Oh, every year we're written off by teams." I'm like, "Sorry, you won 4 in a row. When you last written off by teams, please."
Nah, no one's ever written City off ever.
So you just blatantly lied, and they allowed him to lie on live TV. But anyway, I still think I think the seasons where their run comes to an end. Not that they don't have the quality; they have the quality, but there is a. Anyways, I think we said it on the podcast last time, and you just hit the nail on the head. You just gotta go and play against them.
Yeah, come on.
You can't go into a game and be like, no, you gotta play. That's the only way you can get results against them. So. You know, and they're going to play a team this weekend. I don't want to get to that. They're going to play a team this weekend that is going to play. So, so I don't think it'll be them. Arsenal, and I know you don't want to hear it, your people will have more.
Stop doing that, man. Stop throwing my team's name in the hat, man. I'm not, man, trying to give man anxiety, man. I just want to enjoy. Let me just enjoy the games, man. Stop doing that. Come on. Man. But I hear you though. No, I do hear you. It's going to be difficult. I hope Liverpool don't run away with it though, because I think if they do, it becomes boring. You know, the season's going to be wrapped up by like April times, and we want it to run on a little bit. But let's talk about Chelsea quickly. Let's talk about Chelsea because Chelsea's a difficult watch last night, man. Heidenheim, Conference League football. The B team got the job done. 2-0 in the end. Two good goals eventually. But this is, and I think again, Villa were very unlucky against Juventus. They had a goal disallowed, which I think I didn't see it all, but I think it should have stood. I think there was a bit of a push on the ref. I think it should have stood, but Emre came out and said there's different rules in the Premier League, there's different rules in European football and the UEFA ruling. But Chelsea Villa, this is a really tight game, man. I know Villa are 8th, but if you base it on how they've been playing in the last 12 months under Unai Emery, 18 months, however long he's been there, this is a difficult game. Yes, it's at Stamford Bridge, but I've got to say a couple of things.
Go for it.
The first thing I've got to talk about is Robert Sanchez. This brother here, he can't be playing on Sunday. And I say that with my chest, because if anyone who's a Chelsea fan watched the game yesterday, you'll see that Jurgensen was actually the better goalkeeper than Sanchez. The man can save shots. He's a shot stopper, and that's what we need. But I mean, look, you look at Ollie Watkins coming into this. Again, it says there, Yuri Tillemans 4 assists, but again, Morgan Rogers, another threat. McGinn, another threat. Leon Bailey, another threat. Martinez is a very good goalkeeper. We need players like Cole Palmer, who's been very, very quiet in this game. Not in this game, sorry, in the start of the season. He's been a bit more quiet than he was last season, which is to be expected because I think he overachieved last season. But it's going to be interesting because obviously Lavia, I'd like to see back in the team, but can you really drop Enzo Fernandez after the last performance? Probably not. Caicedo has to be in that team. I think Mudryk is knocking on the door to start games now because we've seen him a lot in the Conference League and he's actually playing well, assisting and scoring. João Felix and Kunku, they have to be in this team somewhere because Nkunku, I think, will eventually leave if he's not given the game time that he wants. So you got to start fitting in these players. And if I'm honest, if it was me, I'm keeping Jackson in there based on form. I'm putting Nkunku as the 10. I'm putting Cole Palmer to the right and I'm dropping Noni Madueke. That would be the kind of lineup I would go with personally. But it's going to be a tough game. What's your thoughts on it? What do you think?
It is a weird one because again, Villa again have been in weird form as well. I think there was the last game Palace, right? Yeah, Palace.
Yeah.
So we're there in weird form as well. You guys, to be fair, you
Weird
lost
form.
to the team, but you're in weird form. But in reality, drawing against Arsenal United are not bad results. You know what I mean? They're not. I'm not saying drawing against Palace is a bad result, but for Villa, who are, in the Champions League and trying to push for another year inside the Europe's elite, you have to be, and at home, you have to be Palace. You shouldn't be, on your knees, almost struggling. And also the way Tottenham dealt with them, his pride.
Even the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, even the Bournemouth game as well. So this is the point. It's when do we be a bit honest with us and say, look, they are a good side. There's no denying that they're a good side, but they also have their jinx. I think because they've done so well, people tend to, it's not about negatives. People just tend to avoid conversations about what the things they're not so good at and focus so much on what they're doing so well. But they have frailties, and as good as they are, your team is good as well. Yes, the goalkeeper is definitely one hell of an issue. We spoke about it on day one of this before we even started the season.
Yeah.
But Cucurella's found form and he's in really good form. Malo Gusto is a good right back. Fofana and Colwell is working really well. Caicedo's finally playing himself into some form now. If Enzo Fernandez is getting himself back into some sort of form and finding his way back into the team, that's good because not only did you pay a lot of money for him, but he's a quality player in terms of what his technicals. And Lavia is also really good as well when he's obviously fit. Cole Palmer, we don't have to really talk about him. We already know what his deal is. But yeah, that and what you said about that front line, apart from Nicholas Jackson, that conundrum you have there of who plays, it's a bad but good problem as well because you have so much quality.
It's just keeping them happy though. I think you got to make sure that that rotation is rotating.
Exactly.
I forgot about Sancho, forgot about Pedro Neto in that as well.
There you go.
One thing I do want to say though very quickly is Josh Ashiempong. Anyone who follows Chelsea will know he's been exiled from the team because he wasn't signing a deal. Apparently, this is what it's come out of Chelsea. He's a very good right back. He's probably almost I would say if Reece James is not fully fit this season, I would expect to see Josh Achimpong on the bench a lot more and Gusto taking the reins as the number one right back. Now, he was back in the squad for the game last night. He trained and he was travelled to Germany for the game. If he signed that deal, that is a massive bonus for Chelsea fans because he is up there as he could go on to be one of the best. That's how much I'm putting my hope on this guy, but he's one of the best. So hopefully the deal's signed because we were told apparently he wouldn't be involved in any football. That's development football, senior football, unless he signs that deal. The fact he was back in the team tells me that that might be done very soon. So Chelsea fans, let's hope that's the case.
Can I say that's nasty business, by the way?
Oh yeah, come on. That's what they've done to Conor Gallagher. That's what they've done the same thing. Remember, they told Conor Gallagher, if you're not signing a deal, you better go and train with the kids, bro. Go and train with the kids, and if you're not going to train, we're going to find you a deal. And then when they sold him to Atletico, that's what happened. So that's how they're moving now. And a little bit of me agrees with how they do that because if you're not that you're like you got to be. There's a thin line between like a dictatorship and you're just trying to run your contract down and you're trying to wangle a move to like because Real Madrid are interested in him. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Barca, they're all interested in Josh Achimpong. So he's getting offers and his contract's about to run out. So they're saying if you're not signing the thing, you're not training with us, bro. You better go and find a lifestyles gym or something, a David Lloyd gym and train in there because you're not training with us.
He's probably not trying to sign a death row contract. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, well, I told you this other day, they work, man. They work. They do work. But
long term, you can't run out your contract there, boy.
Come on.
But no, I think firstly, he's got a Achimpong. That's a Ghana boy. So yeah, man, I'm here for this. But be good. Reece James is injured again, isn't he? So at this point,
I'm not even gonna. I got another Chelsea pod to do after this. I'm saving it all for that before I get angry on this one. But let's move on. Your game, Mr. Ruben Amorim. I'm gonna do what the media do. I'm just gonna talk about Amorim for the next half an hour and hype it all up, and then do you know what I mean? Because it's annoying me, man. I watched his face yesterday. He was not impressed with just the cameras in his face, man. Like there's like a media camera before the game kicks off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like all the promo before the game. Oh, okay, but he just wants to come in, sit down in the dugout, let him just do his job, man. Oh my God. But anyway.
The interview wasn't bad with TNT, sorry. It wasn't bad at all, actually. It was a decent interview, but it was more again a case of, how does it feel to be in the stadium, connection with fans. Like, guys,
bro, he didn't want a competition, The man that applied for the job and got the job. They make out like he's he's surprised to be there. Like he's got the job based on the fact that he's got the qualities to do it. Let's show the man a bit. I tell you what, we got to talk about this actually. Last weekend, I know I got shit for this on Twitter. I don't give a shit anyway, but the way that they had Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah.
Midway through that interview, and I had to turn the TV off. I had to lock off the TV for I boxed off the TV because it was mad. No, I was pissed because you see, like with Sky, they love a viral moment. They love when it goes viral. They love a viral moment. Like no one can't tell me they don't, because if you watch Sky's coverage, and there's nothing wrong with viral moments because CBS done one with Kate. What's her name? Kate Abo. Is that her name? Champions League.
Yeah.
Jamie Carragher. They all done a viral moment for, I think it was Barcelona and Brest. I don't know if you got to see that little segment they did and they were talking about Brest and it was funny. That's a viral moment. That's funny. These lot wanted Ed Sheeran to boost their numbers. Do you get what I'm saying? So what do you think about that? Do you think it's like a lack of disrespect that the English media have?
Yeah. No, because it's like they've bought into this whole thing that you need to find the moment and have these guys on your TV. You don't. Like I know they've had Stormzy in the past as well on it, and it's like there's a time for this. You know what I'm saying? Like you've just brought this guy to be interviewed and let him run his interview, and then you bring a guy who this is not like a fan or like just a random celebrity.
Bro, it's the manager of one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Exactly, and the guy that you got to interrupt him is not coming out like a musician. He has shares in the club of Ipswich because he supports them. So this isn't now just a it's Sheeran, oh hi kind of thing. This is a oh yeah, but you're a fan of that club and you have a say in what happens in the club as well. No, we're not gonna. I'm not allowing that. But it goes back to the point he's making, and I think he's don't even think. I know he's trying to say, and the English media are not clocking it, they're not understanding it because they're still posting all over all socials about Ruben Amorim. It's like, guys, I was in the club for 3 years, and I've done more media in a week than I've done in the 3 years at the club.
I'll tell you something.
You need to relax. Let people do their jobs, and that's why he's going to say he says he's going to talk to the head of communications, because why, as a manager of or head coach of a club, am I told to focus equally on managing as well as the media work? The media work is second place. It's second place.
100%.
Let me do what I need to do there, and then we can talk about everything else after. Let me just focus on this. So, and it'll come with time. The culture will change, but
I hope so.
He has to force that because it's poor, man. It's poor.
I hope so. But I do hope so. But let's talk about the game on Sunday. Half one kickoff. Everton will be in attendance at Old Trafford. This is a really. I'm looking forward to this game. Not because I think you should win it. But what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on United and their hopes and chances?
We better win this game. I'm not having a defeat here. Everton. I'm not having a defeat. I'm sorry. As bad as we've done, they're not a team that should be allowed to come to Old Trafford and get any points. This isn't the Everton of Stephen Pienaar and all these guys. This is not the Everton.
This is Beto and in out of form Calvert-Lewin and
out of Calvert-Lewin is Calvert-Lewin. That's
true. Fact.
It's not called Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But yeah, I don't see anything but a win here. And if I'm being honest, it needs to be comprehensive now.
Yeah.
Against this team. So win all day. I don't want to hear anything else.
No, I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. I think this is a win for United. I think Amarin's doing really well so far. 2 games in. I think we'll touch on. We'll do a segment maybe in a week on Amarin so far. First 3 games. And then assess it. I think you can't really assess what he's trying to do. I don't think you can do that till like the end of the season. But whilst he's got this squad, let's see what he's doing with the squad that he's got for now. Trying to find the main game, the big one this weekend before we wrap up.
There we go.
Liverpool, Anfield, Man City. Clash at the top. Who you got for this one?
I think Liverpool are going to deal with them,
You reckon? I don't know,
No, look, I know City have the quality to...
Come on, look at this. What are we doing? Look at this. What are we doing?
No, but bro... I know, but...
That's averaging a goal a game,
I rarely ever have this feeling when it comes to big games. Rarely ever. Because when it comes to big games, some people think, it's a write-off, and then more time, it's really not. But on this occasion, I just think Liverpool are going to find their gaps and punish them. I don't see it going any other way. Unfortunately for me, because I don't like Liverpool, but I just don't see it going any other way. If City gets something, it won't be a shocking surprise. But the way the form table is right now, 5 losses in a row, they can turn it around and go back to form, but. I just don't see anything but a Liverpool win here, man. I just think they're going to beat them, to be honest.
I do think this is interesting, though, because Conor Bradley did limp off that game midweek, so it looks like he might be a doubt hamstring. There is talk about Trent being back involved on Sunday. Konate was limping after the game midweek against Real Madrid, so he looks like he'll be out. We obviously know that Alisson is a doubt, or he's out, I should say. Jota still out. We know about the injuries that City have, but Kelleher, I like him. I think I'd love him at Chelsea, I'll be honest. But when you're up against someone like Haaland, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, anything can happen. This is still City as well. I know City are in a bad run of games, but this is still City. We got to remember it's still City.
Top side, but they're playing a team that's And
in
again,
more
it can change
form.
out of nowhere. You can be in form and then you lose a game. That means form's done now. But
Yeah, of course.
I just think for this game in particular,
Mm.
Liverpool will beat them. Maybe not smash them, but I think they'll get the win for this one.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you, but I'm gonna go a draw in that game. I'm gonna go a draw. I think those games always get hyped up, and then before you know it, it's a 0-0, it's a 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. But no, man, it's good. Good weekend of football coming up, as always. We will be back next week. We will have the debate show back. We're gonna try. We need to get Damon. Damon's been missing a while, isn't it? You think Damon will be on here all the time, seeing as his team are high flying? Yeah, come on, man's too busy. But we'll get everyone on, do the debate show properly this week, next week. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you follow the social accounts, all of that stuff as well. Kojo, as always, thank you very much. Pleasure. And we'll be back, man, very soon, man. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.